I want to welcome you to today's episode of Disruptive Voices of the Pacific. And again, I'm joined by my very special friend, Etta. I interviewed her back in March. I think that was episode 33. And now we're well over our 60 episodes. So we're going along well in just disrupting the silence, the shame, just those issues that impact the Pacific Islanders so much. And so thank you, Etta, for joining me today.
Vinaka, Letitia.
You are just one of my heroes. And most of us know you as an amazing singer and entertainer. But recently, again, Fiji was rocked by the bashing of a woman in front of her children. That was just a couple of weeks ago. And it gets tiring just hearing these stories again and again of women being killed. And you came out publicly on your profile page on your Facebook, sharing really quite graphic pictures of what has happened to you in the past and recently in relationships. And you are really calling women to, it's time to get out. We can't put up with this. We've got to get help. We've got to help each other. So thank you for your bravery. What was your response? What was the response from people with that post?
I get a lot of response from women who are silently suffering with abuse, and they cannot be brave enough to walk away from their families because of the circumstances that they face if they decide to leave. And also I got response from friends of other women who know that their friends that they're going through abuse and they're reaching out and they said, can I connect you with my friend so you can help her and tell her that it's not okay to be physically abused, to tolerate such treatment from their husband or their partner. And I also get negative comments like, what do you do, that you deserve to be beaten up? And, I was like, never mind what I do, but it doesn't give a right for a man to physically abuse, whether the woman is in the right or the wrong. So yeah, I did get I got a lot of response, and I tried to reach out to each and everyone, especially women that needed my help and me going through it. I can understand, where they're coming from, that hurt, in their room, in their silent moment, their silent corner, like trying to reach out. And I'm happy that I bluntly just posted up because, like you, I'm just so sick of it. I'm just so sick of it that innocent lives of women and children are being abused and killed, because of them continuously appreciating the fact that they abused. And I posted that post like the night before that. I read about it and I like everything, all flashbacks, my personal experience. I count myself lucky to move away from such treatment before anything big happened, because I was constantly going through the physical, and it was giving me scars and emotional drainage, and that's why I just posted it up like that. And I guess a lot of people were surprised because I'm all about positivity and fun and loving and, continue. Nobody really know that I was going through a personal issue and a separation, except for my family and few of my very close friends. And I guess that's why the whole of Fiji was surprised, because 1 minute I was posting happy post about me and my ex. The next, it was the abuse. And my only purpose of posting that up is to encourage women that you can start all over again. It's not about self-pity. It's not about trying to get followers. And I did have an exchange with someone who said, "Oh, you're just trying to get more followers, like trying to get self-pity." And I said, "No, it's not self-pity. I've done the hard yard. I've walked out. I've started all over again with my children. And I'm just, because I know a lot of women look up to me, and we have shared a journey together, through social media, through my music. And I'm using this platform and telling them that it's not okay. Like this separation, my last separation, it was the hardest separation ever. Like, I'm still in a healing process. Like, I'm posting happy photos, beautiful photos, but I'm still wrecked. But
Yeah.
I cannot allow the 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 hurt and the suffering inside me to take control over the good things, which is what I'm doing every day, continuing on, not only for me, for my children especially, and for the woman, and for the happy fans. I have my music to consider. So I'm just, my only hope for that post is to let women know that you can start all over again, that it's okay to walk away from such lifestyle, the abused lifestyle. Yeah, it's not right, it's not okay.
I guess there comes a point where it's like a righteous anger rises up, that we've just got to stand up and do enough is enough. And this is what I wanted to talk about, because yes, we can start again, but unfortunately, and I hear many stories too because of my what I do on social media. Many Fijian women are inboxing me, and they try to leave their abuser, but the pressure from their family to stay with him, even from the church, all these silly things that they're told. What I noticed after November 2nd, the next day you did a follow-up post, just really thanking particularly your family, your support network. You've had a strong support network in leaving this last man. How important is that in someone's life?
being being in a very abusive relationship, the support that you get from your family especially is paramount, because who else who else is there for you apart from your immediate family? And I count myself lucky that I have a very loving family. They've always been loving from day one. I come from a very strong Christian family, especially from my maternal side. And I guess I am one of the lucky ones, because instead of turning to other people, I turn to my family. And during the separation, I just want to get out from the city life, from no more close to my ex, or everything that involves me and him, even my music. And I just call my mom up and ask my mom, and cried my heart out to her, and ask her, here I am again. This relationship is not working again. Can I, can I, and I don't want to be around here in Suva. Can I just move over to my mom's family home? And yeah, my mom never for a uh, second chance, thought about it, and just say, the home is there, go there. And I have my siblings to thank. Like both my younger sisters are happily married, and they have loving husbands. And I guess it's through the husband that makes it more easier for my sister, to accept me, and especially my children. And of course, I have to thank my mom's brothers, um, who actually gave my children and I a home and a land, to start all over again. And I have a very strong network of few friends, like really genuine friends, um, who just help me in any way they can help me, financially, emotionally, through sharing and just crying with me. And I will have to especially thank our honorable minister, for women, because not only she's my minister, she's only one of my dear friend too. And yeah, and I have people like you and Liliana Warred, Mr. and Mrs. Wakolo. I have a very dear friend who's been with me from ever since I started singing, Mrs. Kathy Rice. And of course, my recent friend, I have a few great friends, the siblings, Luisa and Jerry Gyolevu, who would house me, the time that I actually just moved out from my home. And yeah, I'm pretty lucky in that sense that I have a strong network of families and friends who would push aside their priorities and help me achieve my best musically, and also help me in my healing process too.
Can you speak, and that's beautiful, can you speak to, I want you to send a message now to family members, to church leaders, to those people who have just told women to stay with him. You've married him, you've made your bed, we're not going to bring shame upon our family. Can you just give a direct message to them on just how dangerous that type of talk is?
Um, like in my case, like my ex-husband, um, we are related. We are related, and we are from the same village, and it was one of the hardest breakup I have to endure, because it involves families, it involves loved one, and I guess them accepting the fact that my family and my friends accepting the fact that they see the abuse that I have to endure through him. To them it was like a no, even though he's your blood, he's your family, but he has no right to do he has no right to do such he has no right to ill treat you in that way. And that's coming from someone who is related to her ex. And I cannot understand families when their loved ones are reaching out to them asking for help and assistance, and just trying to sweep it under the carpet and tell them, no, just stay there. I find it's a very culprit way of dealing with it, rather than get your loved one out and help her, because the damage is done. And it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to go through, for women, especially involving children. And you telling your abused daughter or your abused sister or abused niece or abused granddaughter that it's okay to stay there. The way I see it, like, how else can you help? How else can you help? But the help is needed right there and then, get her out of it, because it has to take someone to get killed, or then we started reacting. Why react now before you can stop the worst from happening? So yeah,
Yeah.
that would be my take on that. You know, if there's a time you're if there's a time they need help, it's the moment they call you for help, because right then the support will always be there, with Women's Crisis Center and with the police. But it carries a lot of weight when you know your loved ones are there for you. I guess that's why mine was a lot easier, because I always come from my background is always, I come from loving family, both sides. I have my need to thank from my dad's cousin, who's always making sure she spend time with me. She helps me in every way. I needed help from her, and I have my my cousin brothers, who I always address them as my elder brothers. They'd be there for me through thick and thin. My tata Lebu's
Mm.
sons, and they'll be there for me day or night. And yeah, and I'm so grateful that despite what I go through in life, my family, both sides, maternal and paternal, is my only first choice to turn to when I go through the hardships. Yeah.
You mentioned in your post on November 2nd, and again, it was a real message to women. He won't change. You wrote that in capital letters several times. They're not going to change. You can't change him. And again, this is a lie that we as women believe, and a big part of why we stay. And this is your second major relationship that you've had to walk out with all your children. When I last interviewed you, you had left a guy in the past, and now you've had to do it again with your current 6 children living with you. How have you come to that realization that you can't change them and that they won't change?
It was just a wake up call for me. Yeah, it was just a wake up call for me. Straight after another abuse. That one was really bad, because he actually hit my head. And, and I woke up with pain, and what I was talking about was not normal at all. I was calling them different names. I was calling and I was talking. They were saying this, and my response to them was totally different thing. And I don't know, maybe through God. Of course, it's through God that got me back to my normal self, and that was it for me. That was it for me. Gosh, I have a lot to offer musically. I have my children who look up to me. I cannot deal with this anymore. Every time there's a beating, they'll bring the ice and they'll tap it, where you hurt, and they promise you,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, it's not gonna happen again. I promise it's not gonna happen again. And after a while, it happened again. And it was, like I've mentioned before, it was hard, because this is one of the relationships that I really gave my all to. I sacrificed a lot for this relationship. I spent a lot. I've done a lot, and all I was trying to do was to continue creating a happy family, but it was never enough. It was never enough.
Yeah. You told me before we pressed record, sometimes you would be singing on the stage. A lot of us will see Happy Etta. You've got a powerful voice, but then you'd go into the bathroom and cry. And you've just come to a point where you're sick of presenting one thing that's happy and fake, and now it's time for the real stuff to come out. How important is that as a culture, that we do actually just put aside the big smiles, and just be real with what's going on?
Yeah, I've always I've always been real about everything. And I guess I cannot, because I have to, gosh, the amount of foundation, the different kind of foundation that I have to apply every time before I go and perform. And the fake stories that I have to create, because at times people can see through the foundation. And I guess I've reached a stage where it's normal, to get beaten up, just put on your foundation and then go perform, come back to it. And he has really like condemned me in a way that publicly, if there's a fight, people will see my reaction towards him. They will never see what causes me to be that person. And he will put a smile like he's the normal one. And I'm just sick of that. I'm just sick of getting the blame, being told that I cannot deal with my jealousy. But it's me confronting him with his lies, the lies after lies, the lies I cannot deal with anymore. Confronting him with his lies that always lead up to the beating, because I guess I'm so strong-headed, that I will not tolerate his lies and his cheating ways. And that's why he will only resolve to beating me up, because that's the only way he can be more powerful with the with the matter that we fighting over, and to him the only way that he can be more powerful through me is through the beating.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because he is a good person, but the lies and the cheating, that I cannot tolerate anymore. That was just it for me.
Yeah, you've been through a lot, Etta. How are you healing? What are you doing to actually, because yes, there's still a lot of trauma. You still got to pick yourself up and work, but how are you healing through this?
Well, I haven't healed yet. Funny thing, on last Monday, it was our family reunion. And it was one of the day where I have to be brave and yet again put on another happy face, because so many reminders, like I said, he's a family member. And yeah, it was really hard. I have to show a strong and a happy face to everybody, but if only they knew. All I want to do was just to cry. And in my case, I can cry in front of my children, because I'm their tower of strength. And it's hard. The wound is still fresh. And how am I healing? I'm taking it one day at a time. And I know I have to be strong. And at times I'm just too tired of being strong. So I want to throw in the towel and but no, I can't. Because I have my music to consider. I have my children to consider. I have the other women who are silently suffering to consider. And yeah, to answer your question, I just recently booked myself into counseling, because I know I emotionally I'm not I'm not healed. So I have to take that step forward, and yeah, funny thing, I was just organizing that yesterday because
Yeah.
with the trauma, oh my gosh, the trauma it's so hard to deal with. And I think apart from God, I need extra help, here on this planet Earth to get me going. Yeah.
Yeah. We do, and it's great to hear that you've booked into counselling, because we've all needed it from time to time. I have, that's for sure. And there's nothing wrong with getting help, and it will take time. Etta, thank you so much. And I know just even speaking up can be a source of healing too.
Mm.
We'll continue to pray for you.
Yeah, like I wasn't prepared to talk on our last interview, but now I'm so ready. I'm so ready to use my platform, to reach out and let women know that it's not okay, to be treated, to be ill-treated by your partners, by your husband. And at the same time, I'm calling out to everyone, if your daughter or your sister or your cousin, reach out to you asking for help, please do, because they needed that first-hand help apart from other avenues where they can get help. But yeah, if there's a message that I want to reach out to, it's lend a helping hand when your daughter is asking for help and assistance.
Yeah, no, we've got to break this culture of covering it up and protecting the perpetrator. And that only allows this. And how many more women are we going to stand by and watch be killed while we're too busy covering up the shame in our families? Hey, so God bless you for breaking that. I also want to say to women, I know you can reach out to Etta, to myself. There's House of Sarah, there's Caritas, there's the Fiji Women's Crisis Centre, there's Lifeline. You just Google these places. There's plenty of places where you can reach out for help. If you have a story and you want to share your story, please contact me or Etta again. I think the more women that are beginning to speak up and just say this is not okay, this is how we bring change, and we want to see change. So, okay. Well, God bless, Etta. We will be in touch. And
Vinaka Vallevo.
yes, catch you again.
Thank you, Vinaka.